This is a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alert. Here is Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle.
Good evening. Welcome into the First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Center here. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect right now here. That is up on your screen. This severe thunderstorm warning is for parts of Russell, Scott, Washington, and Wise County. It's for this storm that is over the Dungannon area right now. Let's go to the velocity imagery because the National Weather Service in Morristown has put a tornado possible tag on this warning. You see that warning there scrolling at the very bottom of your screen. Velocity here about to pull up. We'll try to refresh to get this pulled up here on your screen. And worst case scenario, we'll switch to another radar source. We'll switch back here real quick here and pull me up right here on the Russell and Scott County line. We're looking at a thunderstorm that is producing potentially damaging wind gusts and some rotation pushing toward Castlewood and Lebanon right now. So if you're in Castlewood, Lebanon, the northern part of Washington County, Virginia, it is advised right now to go ahead and get close to your tornado safe place. This storm has some rotation and could produce a quick spin up of a tornado. Let's see if the velocity imagery will load. It looks like we're having some issues getting our velocity to load. So it looks like the reflectivity will load, so we'll just stay with that right now. But again, right here is a severe thunderstorm warning for Russell County here, northern Washington County, eastern Scott, and here and southeastern parts of Wise County as well. Right here is where that core of the storm is. That's where we could have some damaging straight line wind gusts, also some small hail, and there is the potential of some rotation within this thunderstorm. So what we will do here is we will take this, and I'm going to try the velocity again. Yep, there it is, and yes, we're seeing some strong rotation right here. So right here is where our rotation is. It's pushing into Russell County. This is 19 right here going up toward Lebanon. That's the Hansonville intersection. This cuts up toward Castlewood like you're going to Coburn, and we could get a tornado warning on this soon. Right here, some pretty strong rotation east of Dungannon now. And again, this is a possible spin-up tornado right here. The Weather Service does have that tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning. So this right here is what we're watching, a potential of a brief spin-up tornado on the Russell and Scott County line pushing into Russell County. So this right here is Hansonville, this is Castlewood, this is Lebanon. So if you're in these areas, you do need to get to your tornado safe place. That's lowest floor interior room, away from exterior walls and windows. I'm going to work on seeing if I can pull up the Hansonville camera. It's not something I have readily available, but I can as quickly as needed here. And again, we still have the rotation on the newest scan. Again, if you're in this area, you want to get to that tornado safe place.
This is a First Warn
Let me turn that off, and right there's that rotation where those greens and reds are coming together. That's where we have some strong rotation here in this area. Let me look here for the Hansonville camera. You're not really able to see much at it on the sky view. I will keep an eye on that camera. Let me pull me back up on here, and right here is where that rotation is. So again, if you're southwest of Castlewood, east of Dungannon, northeast of Nicholsville, this is where we're watching the potential of a brief spin-up tornado within a severe thunderstorm. Okay, so right here is where we're going to watch this closely. And again, if you're in this area, we ask that you seek shelter. This storm is, according to the National Weather Service, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So what I'll do here, maybe pull this back to just the regular radar view and draw a storm track on this. East at 35. I might have to zoom out. Let me redraw that. I'll just zoom out even more. Let me redo this one more time. Sorry about that, folks. All right, east at 35. All right, so Lebanon, this will be to you at about 323. Saltville, about 353, if this storm would hold together into the Saltville area. Again, right here is where that line pushing into Castlewood right now, about to be to Hansonville is. And that's where we could see a brief spin up of a tornado, okay? So that's where we do have some rotation. Let's go back to our velocity imagery. Right here is where that rotation is going to be, where those bright reds and bright greens are together here. I'm going to just look here at another source and see if we can look at that. Yeah, that is fairly strong rotation as well in the Jackson, Kentucky radar. We are looking at it right now from the Morristown viewpoint. At any moment, this storm could go tornado warned. So we want to seek shelter in Russell County right now, especially the western part of the county. And as you head toward Lebanon, and now if this storm does go tornadic, there is the chance it would take that little bit of a right turn and impact northern Washington County as well. That's why that severe thunderstorm warning does include northern Washington. We just got a new special weather statement there also for Leslie County. You'll see that at the ticker at the bottom of the screen. I do want to zoom out real quick, go to reflectivity really quickly. Want to note we do have a flash flood warning in effect for Lee County, Scott, a good part of northern and central Scott County, and a good part of southern Wise County here. Until, excuse me, been dealing with some allergies. This goes until 6:45, but the main concern is this severe thunderstorm right now. This warning until 3:45. Again, this does have the tornado possible tag on this warning. So if you're in this area, you do want to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor, away from exterior walls and windows. Again, right there is where that circulation is. Let me zoom in on that, because we are still seeing a fairly strong circulation here just to the southwest of Castlewood. This is going to push kind of right over Hansonville. So if you are in Hansonville right now, you want to, again, go to a safe place. Lebanon, just south here of Cleveland, southwest of Castlewood. Here in this severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, this is getting even a little stronger here, maybe moving a little bit to the right. Right here's that circulation. This is south of Castlewood now. Here in Russell County, this has moved out of Scott. We have updated the severe thunderstorm warning to Scott and Wise County out of it, which is good news. They've kept the tornado possible tag on this. They're saying at 3:06, the storm was 11 miles southwest of Cleveland or 14 miles to the west of Lebanon. It's still moving east at 35 miles an hour, and they're saying a tornado could develop quickly in this thunderstorm. So let's do another storm track here just on the rotation part, about 35. I'm going to push it a little to the right. And unfortunately didn't draw any towns there. I had a little issue there where it didn't draw towns. Not a lot of population in the path of this, but right there, that's where we're looking at that possible spin up of a tornado. This is back to radar now. You'll see that purple there. That's indicative of some small hail within this storm. And I want to look at it here from a source on my phone real quick, because I can look at it from a different radar. And yeah, it's got some strong rotation looking at it from the Jackson radar. We're kind of in between radars of Morristown and Jackson here when we're seeing this storm. But the Jackson radar, the Morristown radar should both be both pretty good with this storm, and both showing some significant rotation within this, and also the potential of 60-plus mile-an-hour wind gusts within this storm. You just saw the new radar scan there on. Billy Bowling is also in Russell County. There looks like a little bit of low-hanging clouds on this storm. He is tracking this storm as well, so we will have a bird's eye view of this. Let's go again to the velocity imagery. Right there, that's where our rotation is. Let's zoom on down here to where this rotation is in Russell County, where those greens and reds are coming together. That's our rotation in a thunderstorm that is pushing off to the east. This will push right over the intersection there. I believe there's like a Valero right here. You can take left, go up toward Castlewood, St. Paul, up toward Coburn, or you can keep going straight and go toward Lebanon and go toward Tazewell County. And this is where that rotation here in about 5 or 10 minutes will push over. So again, we're watching this closely here. Some small hail, damaging winds, and yes, the potential for a spin-up tornado within this thunderstorm here on the southern flank of this. That's where you commonly will see a thunderstorm hit and a possible tornado form in a thunderstorm. So there is the hail core there just south of 58, south of Castlewood. Again, I think the rotating part of this storm will push south of the Lebanon proper near the Washington-Russell County line. So again, if you are in this area, you want to seek shelter, here is that rotation signature right there. Let's go ahead and again show you what you want to do if you're within this severe thunderstorm warning. You want to take shelter. It's on the lowest floor of a sturdy structure away from outside walls and windows. A basement's the best place to be. You do not want to be in a mobile home or vehicle. If you are, this is a great time to get to a sturdier structure if you're in the path of this storm. You also want to have hard-sole shoes, helmets, a portable air horn if needed to vocalize your need for help if you're injured, in case you are injured in a tornado. And then if you just want to stay with us for updates, we'll get you through this here as long as we can go. So let's go back here and show you this right here. That is where I'm tracking that potential tornado. Let's go to the radar view, and that's the reflectivity here. I'll draw another storm track on this in just one moment here. Again, we're watching the storm closely. It definitely has, if it doesn't have a tornado, it's definitely got some strong thunderstorm wind gust with it, but it is definitely rotating, and the Weather Service could warn this. I will back this picture out. We are going to draw another storm track on this cell. That storm track did not work. Let's try another one. East at 35. So Lebanon at 321, Saltville at 350 is when this possible severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, potentially a quick spin-up tornado, will be heading your way. There is, again, rotation within this storm cell that could produce a quick spin-up of a tornado. So again, right here is what we have. This is where that line, little mini line of storms is here. We'll go to the velocity imagery. We're still seeing rotation. Let me clear out this storm track so we can zoom in on the rotation. That is right here, just south here of the Highway 5871 intersection. As if you can cut off there on 58, go up to Lebanon. It's kind of pushing off to the, kind of now more to the east-southeast. So this will probably push into a little bit of more of Washington County, at least the rotating part of this storm, once it moves over the Hansonville intersection there where the Valero is. So we'll be watching it closely. Again, just south of Castlewood is where this is, and that is what we are watching very closely here as it does push off to the east. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. We are not having a tornado warning at the moment, but this severe severe thunderstorm warning does have the tornado possible tag on it right there. So that's where we could see the potential of a quick spin-up tornado within this thunderstorm here. Again, here in Russell County, about to push into northern Washington County. It'll probably pass between Lebanon and Abingdon. So, you know, traveling that area right now, you definitely want to stay on guard for this potential. Right there, there's that rotation there that we're watching closely. And again, just trying to see if the Jackson radar has any better beam on this. Well, actually, switch here. I will switch over here on this source and show what the, well, we'll try at least. Yes, so let's switch over here. The Jackson, Kentucky radar. You can see the hail core a little better on that. See what the velocity looks like. Yeah, and right there would be the rotation there. So yeah, it's also showing the rotation. I think it's a little bit stronger on the Morristown radar than what it is on the Jackson radar. The Morristown radar definitely showing a little bit stronger wind within the cell, that's for sure. There with those bright colors, we will query those here in just a moment. Just trying to look also, I've got a few different apps that I can use to look at radar on here. So let's go here and let's go to where I can query some of this. Yeah, so you see we're looking at around 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gust potential within this thunderstorm. So again, if you're in this area, definitely want to be inside, away from windows. Even if you don't have a tornado on this, we could still have the potential of straight line damaging wind gusts. Again, that potential of straight line damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour with this cell. Looks like the hail course came down a little bit, at least looking at it from the Morristown viewpoint, shooting up from Morristown, Tennessee into this storm. Still got some hail core though, and that rotation getting ever so close to the Hansonville area. So I'm watching that camera here behind the scenes. You can tell the sky has gotten darker, but the way they have the camera pointed, it is a traffic camera. Can't really see the sky, so there's no point in me putting that up instead of radar because you can't see much. If you can, I will. If something happens and you can see something, I'll definitely put that up. But right now, you just cannot see stuff. We're still waiting to see if the Storm Prediction Center issues a severe thunderstorm watch. We don't know if they will. There's a 60% chance that that does happen. If it was going to happen, I would think it probably would have already happened. But again, this is the first warning we've had, so it's definitely possible. It's definitely a shelf cloud on this storm, looking at a picture I just got from our lead field correspondent Billy Bowling here. And again, there's that rotation. Let me try to draw on this. Let me see here if I can get this to work. Not done this. Nope, that is. Yeah, kind of like right there. That is. Let me see if I can do this another way. Go back to this. And then take this. Okay. This is going to be a little easier. Right there. That's where that rotation would be. So that's where we would have the potential for a brief tornado within this cell. Right there where that kind of yellow circle is. That right there. That's where we have the potential for a tornado within this cell. Again, it's coming up on Hansonville right now. So if you're in the Hansonville area, this is your time to act and kind of go toward that interior room just in case a tornado would touch down within this cell. Not incredibly likely, but it's definitely possible that we could have a quick spin up of a tornado within this that just moved there with, excuse me, the new radar scan just a little bit. Let me clear that off, and again, right there it is. That's where we have some strong winds, potential rotation about to cross in from Russell County over Hansonville into Washington County. We'll see if they extend this warning into Washington, into more of Washington County, which as this storm moves out this warning, I would almost certainly expect them to do with how strong this storm appears on radar. And again, this is, let me just zoom out and do a viewing area view real quick for those joining us not in this area. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle, tracking severe weather across the region. Only one storm of concern right now, but we have until 10 o'clock tonight until the threat of severe thunderstorms is over. We do have a flash flood warning, parts of Wise County, Scott County, back into Lee County, including Jonesville, Pennington Gap, Big Stone Gap, Norton, Nicholsville, Dungannon, Fort Blackmore, those areas. Right now, a strong thunderstorm pushing into Leslie County. That's not severe. The only severe warning we have is there in Russell County, northern Washington County, and southwest Virginia. And again, we're still watching. You know, we have cells popping up in the area, also back behind our area. And those are going to kind of continue to push through about 10, 11 o'clock. Then we'll just transition to just rain, maybe a few isolated rumbles of thunder, but nothing severe after about 10 or 11 o'clock. So that's the good news. But again, we could have some severe weather right now, and that's what we're looking at with this possible circulation. What could be a quick spin-up tornado. The Weather Service has not tornado warned this. Right now, it's just a severe thunderstorm, but it does have the tornado possible tag on it. So again, that means we have to watch it very closely to see if this thing does strengthen. And again, if you have reports, just let us know there. Below. And again, this storm is heading into Washington County. Seeing a few comments here about that. The Glade Spring, Meadowview area, not in a warning yet. They will be soon, very likely. And this storm kind of heading that way, kind of scrape through here the northeast part of Washington County, Virginia. So right here is where that is, that severe thunderstorm warning. That goes until 3:45 for places like Lebanon, Cleveland, St. Paul, Hansonville, Castlewood, and the Holston area of northern Washington County, Virginia, kind of Brumley Gap area, those areas. Again, right there's that circulation about to cross right near Hansonville. That's the best place I know to tell you where it's at. And again, I'm not seeing anything here. Let's look real quick just to make sure. It's really messy. I don't see any debris being wafted here. And let's just make sure no watch has been issued that I've missed. Just checking, make sure they've not upgraded anything, and they haven't. So we'll wait for the reflectivity to come back up. And excuse me, there it is coming back up right here. That's where this severe thunderstorm warning is. 60-mile-an-hour winds, some small hail. Castlewood all clear from this storm, also back towards St. Paul, but Cleveland in the thick of it. Lebanon about to be in the thick of it right now. Again, that rotation, though, on the southern end of it. That northern end will have some strong winds, some small hail. The strongest part of the storm's on the southern end, though, down here near the Washington County, Russell County border. That is where we're watching the potential of some rotation. So again, I'm going to scoot this more toward the center of the screen right here. That's where we're watching that rotation potential as it does push through. And again, this hasn't weakened. That's why we haven't went off the air. At some point closer to about 3:45, 3:50, we'll have to go off the air just because of scheduling with day jobs doesn't allow us to stay here all evening. Unfortunately, live. We'll be posting as much as we can, though, myself and our team. But again, there's where that rotation still is present. Again, it is not very as well defined. It looks like this is more straight. Actually, it's becoming a little more well defined on Jackson's radar, though. Again, we're kind of in a radar hole here. So you have the Jackson radar back here, Morristown radar back here. You even have the Blacksburg radar, which we're not in view of yet. We will be the closer we get to Smith County, which eventually it is heading that way. But again, right there, that's where that potential of a quick spin-up tornado is. Let's zoom out. And we'll switch to the Jackson radar and show you the cell from the Jackson radar. And there's the rotation on it from the Jackson radar right there. That's where that potential of a circulation is there. And again, here you go. That's the cell there, showing a little more hail. I think it's shooting a little more higher up in the cell. But right here, just near Hansonville, that's where that rotation is. That is where it's about to pass through. We told you 10, 15 minutes ago in Hansonville, hey, if you're there, might want to get to shelter because we could have some dangerous weather approaching your area, and that we do now with this pushing into Hansonville. Let's go to the radar here. Let's zoom out. Let me put us back on the Morristown radar. And you can see that hail core getting stronger there on the Jackson radar, but we're moving further away from the Jackson radar too, so that could be why it's shooting higher and higher up in that storm. We're waiting to see here. Weather Service has not made a decision on extending this yet. Not seen anything from them. I don't see any way they let the warning go as this pushes out. It's still moving at about 35 miles an hour. The rotation kind of broadened right there. See, kind of spread out a little bit, which is good news. Might show a little weakening of the rotation, but it could just be cycling here. And let me draw a storm track here at 35 miles an hour off to the east. And Saltville about 354 here. This will probably push just north of Chilhowie, just north of Marion, but it'll be close. So those areas could definitely be involved, at least in the warning. So you can see the storm will probably not go this far south of Washington County. It'll probably stay about right here. But again, got to give a little wiggle room here when you do these warnings, just in case, because the storms do move around a lot. And you know, if this thing did go to produce a tornado, it might make just a teeny tiny bit of a right turn. Tornado-producing supercells tend to make a right turn. Excuse me, so you have to kind of account for that. when drawing these warnings on these cells that have some rotation with them. So again, that's what we're watching. We have now just a broad area of circulation. It is definitely not as well defined or as strong as what it was, which is some good news here. As I'm checking it again, just on other sources. And yeah, the rotation has kind of weakened some. That's very good news. That's what we want to see within this storm. So we'll go back just the regular radar view. Strong storm about to push into Lebanon, Brumley Gap there of Washington County, and will continue to push east. See again what the Weather Service does with this since the rotation has weakened, if they extend the severe thunderstorm warning or not. Obviously, we'll keep watching it nevertheless, no matter what they do. I don't know exactly what their plan is here. They technically have 20 minutes before this warning expires, but I would say within the next 10 minutes, we will be out of this storm will be out of this warning. So they've got about 5 to 10 minutes to decide if they want to extend this or not. And they're watching radar scan by radar scan to see if they do want to do that. So again, as we go to velocity, again, about the same picture there. There are a couple rotators behind it. And all of these today are going to have, a lot of these today, maybe not all of them, but a lot of these today are going to have some broad rotation, okay? So they're going to be spinning, up in the clouds, and you're going to see these reds and greens coming together on radar. They just updated the severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado possible tag off because that rotation has broadened. So that's good news. We'll get off the air here in a few minutes. But again, we're looking at the potential of this severe here still occurring in the region. Let me fix whatever issue is happening just by resetting that. But a lot of these are going to have that broad, weak rotation today. But just because of some of the ingredients aren't 100% there for tornadic development, it's going to take something to get strong, like that one just got very close to doing, to get that really going. So again, this is about to push into Brumley Gap here over the next just a little bit. So we will continue to watch this again. Lebanon down to Brumley Gap here. And again, yeah, that is just strong winds. That is, the rotation has really broadened out on this. The Weather Service might extend this warning into more of Washington County, southern Russell County. It'll be primarily for 60-mile-an-hour winds and small hail. They have took the tornado possible tag off this warning here. If I click on it here and drag this over here, you will see that there's no longer that tornado possible tag. So the warning is still in effect until 3:45 for southern Russell County, northern Washington County, and southwest Virginia, but the rotation has broadened out and weakened like we told you it had. The Weather Service agrees with us, and they have took the tornado possible tag off this storm. This storm will head toward more of northern Washington County, southern Smith County, before pushing towards Saltville and moving just north of I-81, Marion, and Chilhowie here over the next hour or so. We will continue to watch the storms closely as they push through. We'll zoom out and we'll give you just a little viewpoint here. We still have a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather for everyone today. And let me just hit a button here. As you saw my camera about the countdown for my camera about to time out. We are still watching the level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather for areas, for most of the area, with the exception of far southern parts of the viewing area here. Let me turn this back on. With the exception of our southern part of the viewing area, the tornado risk here is in the green. It's a low risk for here. Those in green, that is the areas that could see a brief spin of tornado. The main threat within the level 2 out of 5 risk is damaging straight line wind gusts. We're not expecting much hail. Again, the low wind tornado threat, but damaging winds are the main threat within a severe thunderstorm. We will continue to watch storms closely. Should any more storms intensify, we'll definitely come back on the air and let you know. Well, we probably won't be back on the air again this evening, just because of timing. Unless it is super urgent, then we'll do our best to try to be. But again, we will be watching things very closely, and we will be posting updates as we can. But for now, from the First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Center, I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle. Have a great night.